Hello gamers, welcome back to my channel. My name is Nostalgia. I just want to apologize. I know I said in my first video that I would take about a week to decide on the games that I wanted to use for the emulators to go and play. I know that I'm a little bit of a day late. I do apologize. I was a part of the snowstorm that happened throughout the US. It's no excuse, but some things did happen with that, but that's not the point. I have decided on the games as well as the schedule, and I think what I'm going to do is I'm going for the schedule. I'm going to probably, instead of doing 5 days, which I said I was going to do just 5 days, I think I'm going to do 6 instead. One day for all of the emulators that I have. So more than likely what I'm going to do is for every day that I work, and it's going to be for those 5 days, and then the 6th day will be one of the 2 random days that I do have off. But that's not the point. The games that I was able to test, I also checked to see if they had like series, even if it's just like 1 or 2 games, or if I've played them before, so I know that they have a good enough story to last for a little bit or a while even, so that way I can actually, I don't want to say it in a rude way, but have content to provide for y'all for the games. The game list is as follows. For the GameCube, I decided on 007 Everything or Nothing. This was a game that I actually did play when I was a kid. I loved this game a lot. It's pure nostalgia for me. It's 100% nostalgia for me. It's part of the reason why I picked it, because of the fact that I enjoyed it so thoroughly as a kid. Next on the list, we have a game for the original Xbox. Some people might assume that the Xbox 360 is the original. Please, for any of you that do think that, I'm sorry, it is not. There is an older generation to that. I'm not going to say that everyone thinks that the Xbox 360 is the first of its kind. I've heard plenty of stories, but for the original Xbox, it is a game that I played a demo of when I was a kid called Grabbed by the Ghoulies. It is a game where you play as the MC, who they're going on a journey somewhere, and then they start getting rained on. They stop in some weird old house of some guy, and then it's just grabbed by the ghoulies. Everything is just an undead based thing, and you have to go and fight to save your girlfriend, yada yada yada. The next game on the list is for the Xbox 360. It is a game called Army of Two, and there are 3 games in the series of it. It also is a game that I might have a friend that I could do the co-op section of it with, but I do have to go and talk to them to find out, because there's already another one that I've already said, okay, this is what we're going to do. I do apologize. The next one on the list, we're now going to go to PlayStation. For the PlayStation 1, an old game I played when I was younger is called Medieval. You play as a undead knight who goes through to go and stop a wizard who's very unhappy, old, and cranky. It's not the point. It's a 2-game series. There's 1 and 2. I haven't played the second one or anything. I was told that the second one didn't do very well, but hey, we're here for nostalgia, not for great quality of game, because let's face it, it's been a minute on life. For the PS2, I'm stuck on one of 2 games. One is Ratchet and Clank, and if I do decide on Ratchet and Clank, I will be sticking with the series. So I will do the series in order from the first one to the last one, which means that at some point I will transition from playing them on the PS2 to the PS3, which could potentially pose a problem for that, but that's a problem for a later date. The other one is a game that I played as a kid called The Darkest Fairy. It is, now that I'm trying to think about it, I do not remember. It's a Neopets game. It's a game I also played when I was a kid that I quite thoroughly enjoyed, but that's not the point. It's got a very interestingly long story. I found it to be quite enjoyable, especially for its time. Just nostalgia, the whole point of what we're here for. And the last one is for the PS3, and it is a Tales of game called Tales of Xillia. I think that's how it's pronounced. Xilia. There's going to be quite a few Tales of games on this list eventually down the road because I thoroughly enjoyed the Tales of series. First Tales of game that I played, which took me a second, honestly, to decide. It was for the GameCube. I sat there and thought about it for a second, and I decided on 007 because I didn't think that it would be a good idea to have two Tales of games for this list going at the same time for two vastly different generations. So more than likely what will occur is, as long as I'm doing the Tales of Xillia run, I will not be doing the other Tales of game for the GameCube until the Tales of Xillia is done. The only way I'll actually go and do this other Tales of game for the GameCube is if either I feel to a certain extent I'm slightly running out of functioning games for the emulators or something of the nature, but that's a touch and go thing. It's something I'm gonna have to figure out as I go. Like I said, I've tested all of these games. I didn't get very far. I just did a quick test. They all seem to function at first, but I'm not saying that I won't come across issues in the future while playing them. If I do come across an issue, obviously before I try to do the full 1 hour video of me playing the game, I will be going through and finding a fix to it. So that also means that because of the nature of this, if games permit it, I will be having two saves that happen at different times because I don't want to be trying to go and do a game or do a video, and then in the middle of this video, the game freaks out and I've progressed X amount of distance, because at that point I feel like I would be obligated and necessary to either scrap the video for that day, or I would have to edit the video to that point, and then I would have to then explain, since this happened, I'm going to be putting a pause on it early, and then I would have to either make the decision to make up the extra time that's missed, or I would just have to do, like, just keep it regular. Like, if the video turns out to be like 20 minutes because I run into an issue with its graphics that causes it to just be not functioning or something, I would then have to decide whether or not I want to do a hour and 40 minute on the following video to add for the extra to make up for the fact that I had an extra short video on that video, or I would just say, screw it, I'm just going to stick to doing an hour afterwards and apologize for it later. So it'll depend on how I'm feeling the following day and the timing of that video and like the day that follows after or whatever. So, but yeah, that is the plan that I have come together. I will probably, because I'm about to have my 2 days off, more than likely what I will do is I will start the videos right after I return. So more than likely, I will probably start the videos for Friday morning, because it isn't correct because I work night shifts. Yeah, I think that's what we'll do. So I'll start doing videos for Friday mornings, and then they will go until Tuesday mornings today. And then I will then pick either Wednesday morning or Thursday morning, in which I will do the last video for whatever console I pick for then. So whatever I decide to do first when I'm making the videos, I could just do it in order the way that I did explaining them. Could do GameCube, then original Xbox, then Xbox 360, then PS1, then PS2, PS3, or I could mix it up a little bit, do GameCube, then PS1, then Xbox 360, then PS2, PS3, or just swap back and forth between each one, or maybe do it based upon the year of the release of that console. I don't know. I'll figure that out. And yeah, so that's the little journey that we're going to be having in the future. I want to say thank you to all of you for watching the video and everything, and I hope that I get a chance to see you all in my future video. Thank you guys, and have a wonderful day.